when you're getting ready for a school meeting is to collect all the important information that you'd like to share about your child.
Okay, so like a doctor's report or what kind of information do you mean?
For a new teacher or a new school, it's important that they have all the most up-to-date information. So that would include those medical reports. It would include any assessments from community supports that you might be working with. It can also include anything you create that talks about your child's interests. What do they like? What do they not like? What are they good at? And what might they need a little more help with?
Okay, so I'll look at like camp reports, paperwork from the doctor, and different reports we have. What about dinosaurs? I'm sure they don't need to know my son likes dinosaurs.
We would love to know that your child likes dinosaurs. Any of those special interests can be shared in something like a one-page profile or an all about me page. This way you have something that you can hand to the teacher that really gives them that information.
Oh, that's great, because if you talk dinosaurs, doesn't matter what you say, he's engaged.
It's really important that your school team learn about your child, but it's also really important that you learn about your school team and what they might be able to offer. So doing some research ahead of time can be really helpful.
Okay, but what kind of research do I do? What am I supposed to do with that?
I'll show you. So each of the school boards has different services and supports that they offer. Let's see what your school board can offer.
Okay.
You can search your school board's website and we can actually just type in guide for special education. Let's see what we can find.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Parents Guide for Special Education right there.
So see, this guide shows you how to access support. So it's about your specific school board. What do they offer? What do the processes look like? And how to get help when you need it. And it's all right here.
Okay, oh, that's great. So now I have some homework for me too. And actually, I have a friend whose child goes to that school in special education classes. Maybe I could just ask them too what they know.
It's a great idea. Parents and other caregivers are a wealth of knowledge about your school board and what they might be able to offer. Once you have all of your information collected, you'll probably have a lot of questions. So it's important to write them down ahead of time so that you know what you want to ask when you get to the meeting. Is there something that you really want to start with that's really important to you?
I think the first thing is just what kind of supports are they going to have at school? Do they automatically get an EA or how does that work?
So the first part would be what services and supports are going to be offered to your child. And the second piece is who's going to be involved. So who's going to be there to support them and what will their role be?
That's great. And then I also want to know, are they going to have homework? How is that going to work? How do I support them at home so that, I'm kind of supporting them while he's at school, but from home?
So our number 3 would be, how will learning goals be established? How are they going to be tracked? How are they going to know if your child's making gains? And how can you support some of those learning goals at home?
Okay. This is going to sound silly, but I'm also worried about how am I going to know he's okay at school because he's never been. And so is he going to be sad? Is he going to be lonely? How will they know that he's okay?
I think as a parent, that's a really important question. So I'm really glad that you brought it up. I think our number 4 is how will you communicate with the school? How will you work together? How will you collaborate to make sure that your child is having a good experience at school?
That's great, because I want to be a part of it. And I guess, how often can I ask the school for information, or how does that work? I don't want to be difficult, but I want to know what's going on.
Communication is so important, and I think that brings us to our number 5 question then here. How will you communicate? How often will you communicate, and how? So is there an app? Is it better to have text messages or calls? You can ask the school directly to make that kind of communication plan for how you'll work together.
Okay. Oh, this is great. I feel like I've got to start.
What supports and services are available to help your child succeed? Who will be involved in supporting your child, and what is their role? How will learning goals be established, progress tracked, and updates reported? How can you work together with your school team to make sure your child feels safe, happy, and supported? What is the best way to stay in touch or communicate with your school team? Preparing for a school meeting can take time, but it can really help you feel more confident and focused on what matters most, your child. And remember, you're not alone. Autism Ontario has information and resources to help you navigate the school system. Check out our website today.